Okay, so I told myself I wouldn't record twice in a day. Like, this was supposed to be a daily thing. But I remembered something. And I remembered something that I heard, you know? Not necessarily heard, but like, like people like speculated on around me, and then I kind of just, made my own opinion from that speculation. Like, what we're seeing going on in the world right now is like ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Because I think social media has made us so complicit and like docile. Is that the right word? I don't even know. To like everything going on around us. Like, we look at what caused like revolutions and what caused action to be had. Back in the day, it was very little. Any sort of injustice, people would have like spoke about it instantly. But now, it's all social media. And like, people are so passionate online and repost and do all these things, but when they'll never bring it up when you talk with them. And I just think to myself, that's so crazy. You know, I've learned, I think I mentioned this in the past, 2 videos ago, not this last video, but the one before that. I haven't had a phone in a while. And I noticed that phone, like not having a phone, or not really, it really wasn't not just me having a phone, but not kind of sharing your opinion all the time and kind of letting it brew. Like, you're allowed to be upset. You should be upset. But you should be wanting to take action in person, Like, why do we just, like, see something that's so bad that's happening and we think liking or going to the comments section and watering a plant, like, we feel like we did something. We did absolutely fucking nothing. But, like, we have nowhere to put our anger anymore. Like, we've just completely, like, back in the day, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if something happened or an injustice happened, people would like plan and be like, we got to do something about this, because like, I think people felt like they had a lot more power. But now it could be the power gap, it could be so many things. But what I do know is, me, myself included, in all of this I'm saying, I feel so helpless, you know and then like, you feel helpless and you feel angry about what's happening, and then you watch a video of someone very like you, and they're just like ranting to the camera, and then you kind of like feed off of it, and you kind of get like some sort of like, you get, this is not in a sexual way, but you kind of get off at like, and you feel like satisfied because someone's kind of said your opinion, you know but it's done nothing. And I find that super weird. When last have you physically done something to change? That's what I was just thinking. Like, when last have I done something physically in the person to make a difference? And I don't think enough. Like, and that's something I really need to do better on. You know, like, when's the last time you made a difference? And I'm not talking about like signing a petition. I'm talking about doing something physically with yourself. You know, sorry, I'm rambling a lot. But what I do notice is that I'm using these videos to kind of like formulate how I feel. So please bear with me a bit, because you're kind of also watching me process, not process, but like, yeah, no, I was right. You're watching me process and kind of break down how I feel and like put it into proper words. But we are so, like, as a society, so complicit and helpless, all of us, and it's really sad. And that's why I try not to engage with like not political things, but not engage with things that really anger me online, because it's like, what's my comment or my like gonna do? You know? Like, it's really gonna do nothing. And I really wanna like be more proactive physically, because that's what you do. If everyone is proactive physically, that difference can be made. Whereas like, if you think we did something by like watching a video to the end for it to count as a view, so it's on more people's pages, it doesn't really do anything. That's what I was just thinking about. I gotta watch how many times I say words that are repetitive. Like, social media is actually like such a horrible thing. It really is. Like, I would say, like, I like Instagram for having, like, I like my profile, you know, like, of course, like, I take some sort of pride in, like, having, like, the way I present myself online, because I know I'm being perceived. But I always feel like a phony, you know? I don't know whether, like, you don't really, it's impossible to make a post on Instagram and be, like, your authentic self, because you know you're being perceived, you know? I think, like, people who could, like, go online and do all these things, like, maybe I just have, like, imposter syndrome, but, like, I think I'm phony sometimes. And, you know, like, there's stuff I posted, and I kind of sit with myself, and I'm like, I kind of post like I thought it looked cool. Did I necessarily think it's cool before I thought other people think it's cool? Who knows, right? But there is some sort of, in my brain, my decisions were unconsciously being tainted by the idea of being perceived. So am I really being myself? And the answer is no, and I don't think anyone is. You know? I hope to be myself. I try. Like, let's say this is it. I'm getting here, but I don't think I could ever cross it without. I don't know if it's even possible to cross it, because we're animals, you know, and like that's the simplest way to put it. I think I need to remind myself that we're all animals, because it kind of brings us back to a baseline, because us as humans, we have such like we really like try to like overcomplicate our lives and make us seem like such complex people, because we want to like be so different. By the end of the day, like, we're really just all humans from different places, you know? So like, to me, it's funny when like you almost make an effort to stand out, because it's like, I see you, but it's like, you know, you're just a human and I'm just a human. But I'm not saying it in like a trying to beat you down kind of way. I'm saying it in like a hysteric, like, oh, it sounds so bad. Like, I'm not, like, when I say everyone's just human, I'm not trying to diminish. I'm just trying to be like, so we're human, you know? Oh, I don't know where I'm going with that. That's unfortunate. I really thought I was doing something good with that one. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go work on something. I'm gonna go work on a car, I think. I think a lot of paranormal situations in olden times was just creaky and like squeaky houses. Because I'm in my cottage, which is quite old, and I could swear sometimes that there's things around me, but then I just realized that this is like, I think the back left corner of my cottage is being held up by a textbook or like an encyclopedia. I'm not kidding. It's like hardcover though, so it's pretty sturdy structurally, but we do need to take this into account, I think. There's a beautiful breeze on the water. It looks around like 40 knots of wind. No, that's crazy. I think gusts of 40, more like, yeah, 30 gusts of 40 kind of thing. It's powerful up there. Wow. This is like what makes, like, when I see water and like powerful wind like that, I get why prairies and flatlands have so much tornadoes, because like, if you just see how mighty this like the wind is, you know? Like, tornadoes are fascinating things, man. Tornadoes are really cool. I think pirates are really cool though. Tornado and pirates, definitely watch out, guys. Tornadoes and pirates are like, you know what I realized? It's like you do like a full. Oh, I'm so happy I'm getting more comfortable with the camera. This is so enjoyable. You do a full loop to what you were interested in as a kid, but you just approach the fascination with it from like knowing more about it, because that's what's cool. Knowing is cool and education is cool. But like, kids wear dino shirts. Kids wear tornado shirts. Kids wear pirate shirts. Kids dress up as pirates at Halloween. You know, but then you're in your teenage years and you're just like, oh, no, like, that's so corny, or like, oh, I liked it when I was a kid, I don't like it now. I fuck with pirates so heavy. Pirates are so cool. You know, pirates actually started, I really hope I get fact checked for the first time, because this is what I learned from like videos and like my own personal research, but I'd like to hear what other people think. Pirates started by colonial countries, when they were kind of settling in, and like during the colonial times, or go to the Caribbean islands or wherever, they needed protection during those times, so they would hire privateers to kind of like protect the water. So like private people could be hired under contract from these governments to kind of like be a pirate, you know, which is super sick. Like, it's the same thing to me. It kind of paints me the same way as people who do bounty hunting, because you're not necessarily law enforcement. You're just somebody that just like took their free will and just ran with it and was like, I'm just gonna start arresting people. It's just kind of, it's, in a sense, it's the same thing. But when privateering, eventually people got like these colonial powers got more and more strong in these areas, and were able to bring enough resources over and like settle there for a long enough time where they didn't need the protection of like private people anymore. So they tried to terminate the contracts, and that's when privateers just said, nah, like, I like this way of life. And that's how pirating started, supposedly, which I think is super cool. And they just went around and they just did pirate things, you know? And I just think it's so cool. Do I like to think about what they did? Actually, no, because they did really gory stuff. Like some of like the methods of torture, some of the killings, the murders, all that. Nah, like I can't. But the treasure, yes, I could think about treasure all day. I can think about gold, and diamonds, and cool maps. I think that's very fascinating, and I want to find a treasure. We should find a treasure, guys. Wow. So this is super exciting, because I spend most of my days by myself. My girlfriend's at work. And I usually just kind of go about my day doing things like tasks silently in my head and thinking. And I think about all these things. And that's why I made this YouTube channel. Also made this YouTube channel because I see like really funny like people who also do videos like this. And I took inspiration. There's people that just rant to the camera. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. I want to rant also. So I'm going to start doing it. And I'm just really happy I've started, because this is like so enjoyable. And I really hope this doesn't get taken away from me through, hope this doesn't get taken away. I hope this doesn't get taken away from me through insecurity, you know? Because that's the only way that this could possibly be taken away from me, you know? If I let it get taken away from me through just like caring about the wrong things too much, or not caring enough about principles that I should withhold. You know, I want to set that standard and that kind of anchor in my life of always being yourself, and always in doing what you enjoy, and being a good person. And this is a part of it. Like, me talking and being able to express my thoughts and thinking helps me become the person I want to be, and gives me a platform and an environment to kind of do so. But it can be taken in the same breath by just my ego of being perceived the wrong way, or my ego of like wanting to look cool to people. Like, all that's just so dumb. And like, honestly, when I see videos and you go to the comment section and like you see like the thing that says like any click post, because like some of those videos on the internet, you guys do really wild things. I always, a big little like very small part of me, I'm always like, good for him. Because no matter like how ridiculous the video is, I'm like, wow, like, I know the place in my heart it would have to come from me to post it, which would come from like a very like, it would come from like a very deep like acceptance space. I hope it's coming from the same part from you guys. 'Cause I get worried, you know, because people's like kind of motivations in life are all different, you know, and that kind of really dictates who you are. Is like, what's your motivation? Because we could both be doing a good thing, but what's your motivation? Is it to reap some sort of benefit, or is it actually just to do something good? And like, I catch myself too sometimes like paying attention to that. Like, my girlfriend brought up a really good point. She said like, she was reading a book, and she was like, a lot of the times we do things and like we benefit from doing things for other people because we reap a reward for it, and you know that you're gonna reap a reward for it. And she's so right. Like, sometimes like I hold the door for somebody. Like today I held the door for a lady with groceries in her hands. I felt good doing that, you know? So was it really just for her, or did I reap some sort of personal gain? Which I did, because I felt good doing it. So again, it kind of goes back to like, can you do good deeds that you don't even like to do? You know? And I think it comes down to doing the good deeds when no one's watching. But no, I know no one is watching there, so what is it actually then? Or just doing the good deeds that you don't think they'll make you feel good, you know? Because I know holding the door for people are going to make me feel good because they say thank you and they smile, and that makes me feel good because I'm like, oh, you know, I just had an interaction with someone who's nice to me. I don't know. We'll get back to that. I think we'll definitely get back to that because I need to think about that more. And you know what also I think about? Last video, I'm going to call them episodes to take it more serious. Last episode I spoke about, like, kind of like, you know, and I didn't really talk about it, but I touched on it in my brain as I was saying something completely different. But we have no, like, attention span as people anymore. You know, doom scrolling, all these kind of, like, shorter forms of media are, like, destroying our attention span. So that's why, like, I'm super heavily against doom scrolling, super heavily against, like kind of, like, watching any media that's short and summarized, because you just kind of become dumber for it. Like, the whole point was to find the hidden message, like, all the garbage, and just kind of find that thing you needed. Like, there's a skill to that, you know? And, like, I think that's really cool, right? Like, I read books. I don't remember everything, but things stick with me. And, like, me making that connection to want to stick to that is a part of the skill of reading and kind of going and sorting, right? It's kind of like sorting. You don't sort anymore. Like, as humans, we're losing the ability to sort. I don't like how this shirt's fitting right now. As humans, we are losing the ability to sort through information right now, because we are just getting summarized videos of exactly what we want, you know? And it's really sad, because, like, books are so cool. You know, like, before I even read books, I would just have them in my room because I thought they looked so cool. And I was like, I will read one day. I've never really read, like, since then. Like, I do read, but I don't finish books. I really got to start finishing books because, like, that, I'm a part of the problem. Like, keep in mind, everything I say in these videos, I'm a part of the problem. Like, I'm ranting. Like, I'm stepping out of my body. And I'm, like, this is me turned around, like, looking at myself and getting upset because I'm a part of the problem. I'm a part of society, you know? Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to work on a truck, and it's probably going to happen in, like, 20 minutes because I'm going to want to upload a video, and I'm going to get distracted responding to an email, you know? And that's why I love not having my phone, because there was no distractions. It was just like doom, 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 doom. But I think also, because I hate my phone so much, I should have one, because it's good to learn how to, like, moderate something actively. You know, that's a skill, to moderate actively. And you do that day to day, whether it's like you want to cut down on how much you're smoking, or how much you're eating of certain things, right? It's just kind of like moderating things that are, because with me, my idea is distancing myself from the problem. And that's good and bad, right? It helps because it's like I can go cold turkey and just get everything away from me. So phone everything away. I can do this life. But that's not how life is. And because you can't necessarily choose the environment you're in all the time. You know, you can't. You're kind of just born into it. So learning the skill of, like, being able to, like, say no and, like, not, and have it around you, but be strong enough not to use it, or to be able to use it responsibly, is, like, a skill that teachers used to talk about, like, use technology responsibly. And I would just be like, oh, it's just something they say. It actually makes sense. Like, we need to use things responsibly, and that includes, like, you learning how to, like, limit yourself, you know? And I think we're all terrible at it. I'm horrible at it. Like, my screen time is, like, my screen time's probably gonna be, my screen time's probably gonna be warped a bit because of me making videos now. But when I got rid of my phone, I think my screen time was, like, usually, like, around, like, between an hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on the day. And even that hour and a half is so sad, because, like, I know people with 15-hour phone times. How? like, it's scary, you know? It really is. Because for me, I got like a whole ass like panic because I was like, wow, I'm so grateful for my life and I love life so much and I want to be so present that the fact that an hour and a half of my life was like taken away from this thing hurts me. And then I kind of like learned to resent it. Like, I resent my telephone, you know? I don't want to be around it. But, you know, like, this is something I've always wanted to do, and this is something I do every day. So I'm like, my phone can be a tool. Now it can be a tool. But what percentage of your phone use are you actually using as a resource instead of like a, like just a leisure thing? Like, right now, I believe it's a tool because, like, whether you think it or not, like, I believe that this is helping me. Helps me gather my thoughts. I love thinking and I love talking openly because I'm very like that. Like, I will like walk around if I know I'm alone. I like walk around and fully just have a conversation with myself, and I'll pretend I'm being interviewed, or like I'll pretend like I'm a YouTuber, and I'll just walk around like pretending like not pretending I have a crew around me filming, but like pretending just like I'm like doing something and I'm just making a video about it or I'm talking about it, and it helps me remember things. You know? Wow. It's already been 21 minutes. That just shows you like time travels so quickly. You know, time is never like time is relative. It really, really is. I believe time like races when you're not looking. You know, I think you gotta always pay attention to the time because he'll just start doing his own thing. You know, time is really silly. You really gotta watch him or her. Yeah, I shouldn't try to put a pronoun on time. That's a bit too out of my pay grade in terms of thinking. Um, I'll just call it. You know what it is for now. I'm only going to purchase vehicles before 1994 now, because I just realized how much tracking devices are in cars. I really like learning about cars, and I work on my own as much as I can. You know, I've done a lot of repairs and everything. There's so many tracking devices. That's not okay. And I have nothing to hide. I would just probably drive to the convenience store or to my cottage or to a sports event. But like, I don't like the idea of someone knowing where I am. Like, I'm a pretty paranoid guy. Like, my fault, 100%. Something I definitely need to work on. But I don't think it's kind of like it's an ethics thing at the end of the day. But apparently, cars before 1994, at least Ford, for example, don't have TCUs. I believe they're called, the tracking devices that they put in your car, the computer chips. So it's just something to keep in mind. I'm working on a truck that's from 1989, so it's going to be nice because when I'm in it, and if I don't have a phone, technically, I haven't really... Yeah, technically, if I don't have a phone and I'm just in the truck, that means I'm truly... The world's the only thing... The world's the only thing that knows where I am. The world will just know where I am, but no one else, and I love that. I love knowing that I exist to only myself sometimes, or I exist only to the people I choose to exist for. Like, I love just kind of like brushing past strangers. Not in a creepy way. Like, I'm not saying this like I'm going to cross the street to actually intentionally brush your shoulder, but I mean like cross paths in any way. I think it's so cool when I cross paths with someone I know I'm not going to see again. Like, even just walk by them on the street because it's like, whoa, you could be anybody, you know? And that's what we're losing. We're losing that more and more. We're losing the ability to just like surprise and just like have a trick up the sleeve. We all need to get more tricks up our sleeves this in these upcoming years, guys. I think I'm gonna add a couple more tricks up to my sleeve, and I think as a community, not as a community, but just as people, we need to coordinate that more. Yeah, this is cool. But the problem is it takes a long time to upload. But apparently I have a lot of gigabytes now from this plan that was like forced down my throat from this cell phone company thing. So that's also is what it is, I guess, but it's like Do you see that right there on... Yeah, right there. You see that, guys? I don't know what that is. It's just like moving constantly. I hope people could see that. I'm not just pointing at the tattoo. Yeah. I just think it's my muscles, like, really excited for like what's to come. You know, eager to go, you know? Because your body really is a vessel. Your brain is everything, you know? I think about it like this. Your brain's everything, and your brain, this is an animal. My brain is my spirit and my soul. And as my spirit and my soul, I need to take care of, like, my vessel. You know, you're super blessed to get a body, you know? And I'm super grateful and fortunate to have an able body. You know, I don't have any, like, physical disabilities. Mental, I've been questioned a lot on some. I've been accused, but I don't really think I do either. So I'm like in the top. Like, that's what, oh my God. And again, like, I sound so, like, self-centered saying this, but it is just a wake-up call, right? Like, anybody else who is able-bodied, you are in, like, the top 1%. You know, if you're able-bodied from a first world country, you are, like, living better than 99% of people. You know, that's what keeps me going all the time when I'm working out, because I'm just so grateful and fortunate to, like, have, like, a body physically capable enough to do what I like to do day to day, you know? And I want to keep it good, because when I'm in my 70s, I want to go on walks. When I'm in my 80s, I want to go on walks, you know? But, God, I hope I don't sound so weird. This sounds horrible. Because like I said, like, I need to get over the fact that this YouTube channel is for me. So I'm allowed to talk about whatever I want to talk about. And it's supposed to be for me, right? But it's so hard to, because I'm so scared of being perceived as, like, like a self-obsessed person. But I kind of am. You know, like, I love myself, and I love me, and I try to, like, love other people as much as I can as well. But that starts with you, you know? I don't know. It's like there's a balance, right? But, like, when I say, like, I'm grateful to have, like, an able body, I don't want people thinking just, like able body means you can walk and run and everything, you know? Like, that's such a blessing. Like, being able to do sports, all these things. You are so blessed. And we're taught to always want more and, like, dig and dig and dig. But, like, sit back sometimes and realize what you have. Like, I'm living, I think, statistically better than, like, 99% of people. You are living, like, you right now, if you watch this and you are, like, in a place with hot water and a roof over your head, and you know you can go in the fridge and pull out food, you are, like, beyond blessed. And, like, we can't forget that. Because, like, that is the root of evil. Like, when you forget that kind of stuff, that's when, like, evil creeps up. Because that's something we cannot forget. You know, we are so blessed. We are so spoiled. We have a surplus. We have too much things. That bookshelf is full of so many things that I haven't even once looked at. Like, that's surplus. You know, like, that's too much. And, like, that's being spoiled. That little bookshelf there is spoiled. You know? Yeah. I just hope I make sense. But I don't need to. Damn. I don't need to make sense. I just need to make sense to me. But I know someone's going to scroll up of these videos one day. And I hope it's somebody who's patient. But I don't deserve it, though. Because I'm not even patient with others sometimes. Like, I wouldn't give this video a lot of time. Damn. I gotta get some water. Oh, I guess that's enough. I wouldn't give this video, like, enough time, you know? So for me, like, I feel like dumb asking you guys or anybody to, because I wouldn't do it myself, but that's something I need to do better on. But it's like, it's kind of like, do to others what you want done to you kind of thing. And I wouldn't be patient enough with a video, so I can't ask someone to be patient with this. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Half an hour, wow. It's incredible how time flies. Nice.